yo. Yo. Let's see.
Law Beats. Yo. Can y'all hear me, man? I just had to do a lot to get here. Can y'all hear me? If you cannot hear me, please let me know. You mess around with the audio. Yo. Instrumental crazy. Shout outs to Law Beats. Y'all don't know what I just had to do to get here, bro. Like, it was just crazy. I was in my normal spot, right? Getting ready to get busy. Then the signal, I'm good on audio. That's good to know. Because I don't have my mics hooked up right now. But long story short, I'm in the other room, setting up shop, getting ready to go crazy, ready to rock, ready to roll. You understand what I'm saying? The internet signal go down. So I'm like, damn. It's like, I don't know, maybe probably like 10 minutes for the show. I'm like, dang, I got to change settings real quick. Move it to the front. Trying to get the camera set up or whatever, because y'all know I'm learning as I go. Trying to get the camera set up and everything and whatnot. Camera ended up falling on me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm already late. Y'all already know I got a radio interview or a podcast interview when I get off of here. But yeah, it was just crazy, man. Devil was working. How y'all feeling though, man? Like, who in the building, man? Like, how y'all feeling, man? The audio's good. That's good to know. I'm good on the audio. I can't see now. Last week, right? I told y'all I was gonna let y'all know why I couldn't see y'all comments, right? And the reason I couldn't see y'all comments was because if you're in the Facebook or whatever, it tells you that you have to hit that link, and then I'll be able to see you. All right. Like, once you hit that link, I guess you got to give StreamYard permission to post like your name to go with your comic. 76 Eats in the building or whatever. So until y'all do that, I'm never going to be able to see y'all comments. It's just always going to say Facebook views. But anyway, let's get in this bag, bro. Let's get in this bag, man. I ain't finna waste too much time because I really ain't got a lot of time. You hit that link. I don't know. I mean, because during the fight Saturday, we're going to talk about that. During the fight Saturday, when it was busting, I was seeing people's names and shit. So, I mean, I don't know. But I ain't going to hold y'all, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't going to hold y'all. We finna get it. Like, I'm finna get it going. Like, get it straight going. We ain't going to waste too much time. Hopefully I have my stuff lined up. My stuff should be lined up or whatever, but we about to get straight to it, man. Yo. Excuse me for my phone. Crawford-Porter, man. Let's get straight to it. I want to get straight to it, y'all. Who saw the fight, man? If you saw the fight, man, holla at me. If you saw the fight, holla at me, man. Let's get straight to it, man. Because we did a stream. We did a stream, right? Last week, guys, we did it. Not last week. We did a stream Saturday for the fight. We did the prelims, busting. Everybody was in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. Like, the turnout was insane. But we did a stream. And it was off the chain. Like, it was off the chain. We did the prelims, and then we did the main card. We didn't do the entire main card, but we did do the one fight that mattered, bro. Who was in the building, bro? Like, who was in the building? Who saw the fight? Because for me, it was bananas. That fight was great. That fight was great. We had Crawford defending his WBO belt, welterweight supremacy, man, against Shawn Porter, man. Against Shawn Porter. I thought the fight was phenomenal. 10 rounds. 10 rounds. I had Porter. I think I had Porter like 6'4". I think I had Porter like 6'4". Going into if we going into the 10 rounds, so 5'4". I want to say I had Porter like 5'4", going to get like heading into that 10th round. And man, what a crazy fight, man. What a crazy fight, man. Listen, man, y'all know I'm not the biggest Bud fan. I'm not the biggest Bud fan. But Bud really, really showed me something, man. Like, he really, really, really showed me something, man. I have absolutely nothing bad to say about that man. I always wanted to see what Bud would do. When somebody took him to them deep waters. I saw Green Machine take him to not really deep waters, but I saw Green Machine give him some go. And even knocked him down. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even knocked him down. And Porter, Crawford weathered that storm. But it wasn't nothing like Porter was going to bring to him. You know what I'm saying? And Shawn Porter looked very, very good. Shawn Porter looked very, very good for, honestly, 9 rounds of that fight. For 9 rounds of that fight. Out of a 10-round fight, I can tell you for 9 rounds, Shawn Porter was on his A game, keeping the pressure up, educated pressure on top of that. It's a difference between being a pressure fighter and then being a pressure fighter and just in there just throwing BS. You understand what I'm saying? And then there's also a difference with the guy having educated pressure, smart pressure. You understand what I'm saying? Allowing himself to not get caught, allowing himself, to dictate the pace of the fight. But Crawford showed me a lot. He showed me a lot. He was able to weather the storm. He was taking some big time punches because Porter was putting it on him. He's putting it on him. He was outpointing him. Like, it was just a great fight, man. It was just a great fight, man. In the comments, man, who you had winning, man? Like, who you had winning prior to the knockout? Because, like I said, matter of fact, everybody that was here, I believe, between myself, between Law, between 76 Eats, and everybody was here. I believe they had, we all had Porter up at that point. But for Crawford to sit up, you know what I mean, and get in those deep rounds, get in them deep waters, and to pull that off. And that video of him, that video of Crawford that showed him going into the corner, and his corner was like, yo, like, you down? And he like, yo, what, I'm down? And they like, yeah, you down? And for him to go out that very next round, or same round, depending on how you want to call it, for him to go out that very next round and to put him down not once but twice, that's GOAT shit. I ain't saying he the GOAT, but I'm saying that's GOAT shit. Only the best, only the greatest do shit like that. So you got to give him love for that, man. You have to give him love for that. For my Chicago people, bro, segue, pit number 2, man. For my Chicago people, we ain't even going. I don't want to do too much Chicago stuff on this, like in the players pit, because I don't want people, I don't want no Chicago sports news bias. But we got to talk about this, bro. What up? What are we doing? What are we doing with Matt Nagy, man? What are we doing? Because apparently, rumor has it that Buddy is up out of here tomorrow. Rumor has it that Nagy is out of here tomorrow. I believe it when I see it. For all those who know, man, the Bears, man. Oh, God, man. The Bears. Where do I start? Where do I start with the Bears? First off, what if I told you before I even get in my blame Nagy bag? Before I even get in my blame Nagy bag, what if I told you that Nagy isn't the only problem? If you want to say that Nagy even the main problem, what if I told you that you were wrong? Would anybody go nuts about that? If I told you that Matt Nagy isn't the sole problem of the Bears underachieving or sucking, for lack of a better word. Would anybody want to fight me if I say that Matt Nagy isn't the main reason or isn't the ultimate culprit in this entire ordeal? I just want to know, would anybody fight me about it? I'm curious to know, because I'm of the belief that we should stall Nagy out a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not saying the man should not be fired. I ain't saying the man shouldn't be fired. I wanted Matt Nagy gone last year. 100%. But I do believe that the Bears also aren't a good team. Now, depending on who you ask, I'm going to have a guest on after our third point, who's very, very, very much intertwined with what's going on with the Bears. I can tell you that much. He's very, very much in the trenches with them. But the Bears just aren't very good, man. And I've been saying this on my Facebook all year. And everybody was like, yo, you're not a real fan. Like, you bugging. Like, the Bears are better than woo. The Bears are better than woo. You know what I mean? And I'm like, nah. The Bears just aren't a good team. They aren't a good football team. I feel like you got a lot of guys on the team, depending on who you ask. You can blame Nagy for this, depending on who you ask, but I feel like you got a lot of guys on the team that checked out. I feel like you have not a very talented roster. I feel like the defense for the reputation that they have not been as dominant as years past, but that's not because, I just think that's just because they long in the tooth. That's just it. With the exception of like Roquan or whatever, like the rest of the guys just not, and Johnson, obviously, the rest of the guys are just over the hill. And it's what it is. I mean, like, the Bears defense had a peak of maybe, depending on who you ask, 2 to 3 years, maybe 4, but 2 or 3 years where it was like, yo, that's a championship defense. Right now, it's not a championship defense, and that's okay. You know what I mean? They're older. You know what I mean? Dealing with injuries. I just don't think they're a good team at the end of the day. Offensively, don't get me started at all. Like, don't get me started at all. Do not, because and as much as I do not want to make this a Bears rant, because we got other things to talk about, I'm going to conclude it with this. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears lose tomorrow on Thanksgiving against the Lions. If I'm lying, let me know. If I'm lying right now, say, yo, D-Son, you bugging. We beating the Lions. And I'll be cool with that. I'll be fine with that. But at what cost? If you do beat the Lions and Nagy keep his job, then what? I don't believe the rumors. That he's going to be gone after tomorrow. I think win or lose, he stays. I'm not saying that he coaches next season. I'm not saying that. But I don't see him getting fired mid-season. I just don't. I don't think the Bears got the balls. That's one. I don't think I got it. Especially if Goff plays. Nah, we probably getting smoked. I totally agree. They definitely can lose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't believe that. And when you look at the Lions, I saw the Lions play maybe 3 or 4 games. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell y'all that I watch the Lions every Sunday. Hell no. Like, hell no. Nope. Watching the Lions at this point is probably like watching the Bears. I'm sorry. I'm just keeping it a beat. But what I'm saying is that when I saw the games that I did see the Lions play, they weren't that bad. It wasn't like, oh, like this is the worst team in the league type of bad. You know what I mean? They play very, very hard. You can tell that they actually are trying to win games. This is not like the Lions that went 0-16 not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? They actually out there playing. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, the Bears can lose tomorrow. Will they lose tomorrow? I don't know. My money, I'm thinking the Bears going to lose tomorrow. Dalton is playing tomorrow. And Dalton, I thought, played pretty decent Sunday, so I'm not going to sit up here and like shit on Dalton and say like, well, you know, if Fields would have played. I feel like no matter what quarterback played that game Sunday, the Bears are losing. Like, it just is what it is, man. But like I said, we're going to get well into the Bears in the next segment because I got a guest coming on that really, really know his stuff. Y'all probably already follow his podcast, Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Good friends of my network, good friends of the League of Extraordinary Chicagoans. He going to come on, my man T-Nick, and we're going to get into nitty gritty. But before that, we got to talk about this last joint, because y'all was going nuts in the pit over this. Y'all was going nuts in the pit over this. Me personally, I don't think this is that big of a deal, but I know why it's that big of a deal. And we're going to get right into it. LeBron James, man. Isaiah Stewart, man. Suspensions. Some of y'all want this man LeBron tried for murder, bro. Some of y'all want this man tried for murder, man. I'm reading the comments. They like, nah, man, he should have got fined $3 million. They should have suspended him 3-4 games. 5 games, 6 games, 7 games. Bruh. Not only was it not that deep, and mind you, I think LeBron did it on purpose. And the more I look at the replays, he definitely did it on purpose. But to me, that ain't nothing egregious. Everybody like, well, you know, man, LeBron always doing fuck shit, yada, yada, yada. First off, LeBron isn't known as a dirty player. Was that a dirty play? I think so, absolutely. I feel like he's frustrated with everything that's going on with the Lakers. The Lakers aren't really that good. Not scoring, not playing much defense. They got this roster that has this New York Yankees ass payroll. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely doing nothing. AD being Huff. Westbrook being Huff. Melo has been one of the bright spots for the Lakers. Shout outs to Melo. I'm very, very happy for Hoodie Melo, man. Hoodie Melo is one of those guys who I feel like until the end of time, he's going to be a bucket. I feel like Melo going to wake up at the age of 63 years old and still have the ability to get buckets. He's just really, really like that when it comes to scoring the basketball. But to stay on topic, though, I feel like the suspensions were warranted. I actually feel like LeBron probably could have got 2 games. I understand why Isaiah Stewart got 2 games. Because Buddy was wild. Yes, he got elbowed. Yes, he was bleeding. But come on now, bro. Like, at that point, I feel like, especially after the fact, after him and LeBron was already kind of in each other's face, in each other's grill and stuff like that. I don't know what was said, but for my opinion, because somebody brought up a good point, we don't know what was said within any of these exchanges that caused him to go off like that, right? But I can tell you one thing. If I'm with you like this, and you bowl me, and I really want to catch the fade, if I really want to catch the fade, I'm catching the fade. Granted, he didn't see his blood at this point. You know what I mean? But if you walk away, LeBron is already pushed to the other side of the court. He's talking to 2 refs. I think it might have been like an official from the Lakers over there talking to him as well. You understand what I'm saying? If he over there doing his thing and you being pushed away too, and you Isaiah Stewart, for you now to run over there, at that point, I feel like, all right, bro, you just trying to go viral. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out. I thought that was cap. Out of all this, I ain't saying sit there and fight the man. You know what I mean? These are adults, professionals. NBA is a kid-driven product. I think entertainment-based. I think people will all agree with that. But if you really wanted that fade, bro, you would have caught the fade. I didn't think it was that deep. Yeah, he got bold and everything like that. If I'm bold like that and I see my blood, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling some kind of way too. But I don't think I'm taking it to that length to where I feel like, oh, I gotta get a piece of this dude right now. If that's the case, catch the fade in the back. Catch the fade in the back, especially when you was already face to face to the man. But I think the suspensions were warranted, both of them. Like I said, I think LeBron could have got 2. I feel like he should have got 2. And the reason I feel like he should have got 2 is because I feel like it was intentional. I feel like he could have got 2. I'm not sure, was he fine? Can anybody let me know if he was fine? My fact check man that's not here, Malco, he's not here today. He'll be the person who normally do this. But I think he could have got 2 games and a fine. I'm not mad at Isaiah Stewart getting his suspension, 2 games. I feel like that's fine. I'm not mad at the 2 games for him. I swear I just asked that. Like I swear to you, I don't think he did. I'm not sure I don't think he did. I didn't see that he did get fined. But I do feel like he should have at least got 2 games and a fine. I feel like Isaiah Stewart should have got 2 games. 2 games is cool with me. I think you can do 2 games across the board. And I think if you can decipher if LeBron did it egregiously on purpose, then you take the fine on. For my money, I don't think they thought he did it egregiously. That's why they didn't give him the fine. But I could be wrong. But if it was me, $950K as accessories, who got fined $950K? Because it's fake news circulating saying that Isaiah Stewart got a $950,000 fine, and that's a lie. I'm telling you that's a lie. That didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's fake news. It's a fake Bleacher Report. It's a fake Bleacher Report article saying that Isaiah Stewart got $950K fine, and he did not. But with that said, real quick, man, because we got a late start, man, I apologize for that. Like I said, listen, bro, I had to rigging this shit yourself is a different beast. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a different beast, man. Like, you don't know what you had until it's go. You know what I mean? But it's all good, man. I'm learning as I go. And if it looks good, if it sounds good, y'all, please leave a comment. If it looks good and it sounds good, please leave a comment. With that being said, guys, I'm about to cut to a quick commercial break real quick. Actually, I'm going to cut to 2. When we get back, my man from Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, T-Nick, going to be in the building. We're going to talk some Bears because that's what he do. That's his bag. We're going to talk some Bears. And yeah, we're going to get out there in a minute.
What's up? This is Big Prime for Prime Taco, home of the famous hot Cheeto burger. And if you ain't rocking with 76 Eats, I don't know what's wrong with you. What the fuck was that? Oh my God, man. That looked amazing.
Hey, man, shout out to 76 Eats, man. 76 Eats Slim, man. That man is doing his thing with the food vlogging, man. If you're not following 76 Eats, make sure you follow.
Where's that place at?
That was at least the guy who did the drop for him was Prime Tacos. Now, where Slim goes somewhere everywhere with this food, T. So I can't really tell you exactly where he was at. You know what I mean? I can't. That's something he might be in the comments, man. He might be able to tell you all of that stuff was. I don't know, but he might be able to tell you all that stuff was.
I need to go wherever the fuck he is. I need to go there.
Yeah, man. Shout out to 76 East Slim, man. So without further ado, man, my guy, my man, y'all already know. If you don't know, I'm going to introduce you guys. My man T-Nick has a show, the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where he covers all Chicago sports and entertainment. He doesn't like to be boxed in and just say sports. You know what I mean? But and very good friends of myself, of the League of Extraordinary Chicago Podcast Network, doing a thing, have some amazing guests weekly, every single week. Just had my main man. Y'all just had Gian Greco on there, didn't you?
Yeah. We had Mark Gian Greco on yesterday.
Can you tell me the secret sauce to you getting like?
Well,
y'all be getting some guys, man. Like y'all be getting some guys.
Yeah, we had Lance Briggs on last Saturday, but as far as the secret sauce, I don't know. I mean, I just either it's by word of mouth or you gotta have something behind you. If you hit these dudes on social media, you can always do that, but you have to have something to back you. Like, because if they look at your message and it's just a bunch of words, then they're gonna be like, whatever. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't talking about no money. You ain't talking about nothing.
Right. Yeah.
But
like
if you tell them, well, so and so did this and so and so did this, and you can tell your story however you want to tell it. Tell your truth however you want to tell it. A lot of dudes jump at that. Especially like, players like Tommy McMillan. A lot of people will be like, who? Well, Tommy McMillan actually had prostate cancer. He played for the Bears. He actually had prostate cancer, so he had a story to tell. And he's doing big things for people, doing speaking and all that. But what I'm saying is he's not necessarily, like a big name like Lance Briggs or Tommy Harris, but he got a story to tell. So if you tell these dudes, you can tell your story, your truth, however you want to tell it. A lot of dudes jump at that. So I guess that's the secret sauce. I don't know. Then sometimes it's just if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody,
and you able to make it happen at that point.
And I'm a little fortunate enough to know a few. I know a few people. I don't know much.
You know more than a few people.
I don't know much, but I know a few people.
Let's just cut it out. Let's cut it out.
So, you one of them. You one of those people that I know.
Hey man, I'm a nobody, man. I'm just somebody.
Shit. Okay. All right.
So I wanted you on the show not only to talk about our partnership, our relationship, and things like that, but because you are one of the few people that I would call a Bears expert, not enthusiast, an expert.
I ain't no expert,
but that's who you like. That's your niche. You know what I mean? Like that's who you follow. You know what I mean? Like you report on the Bears. You follow up on the Bears. You research the Bears. Tell me right now, what's your biggest pet peeve for the Bears right now?
My biggest pet peeve is they don't know how to evaluate talent. Their scouts do not know how to evaluate talent. Ryan Pace had a few hits, but he had a whole lot more misses than he had hits. And that comes from his scouts. That doesn't necessarily come from the coach or Ryan Pace himself. That comes from the scouts. But Ryan Pace makes the decision like, I like Kevin White. Well, we all know Kevin White was a super bust. Kevin White was terrible, man. I mean, he wasn't terrible, but he was always hurt.
Yeah.
He's a good player. He was good in college. So, but that doesn't always translate to being good in NFL. Because unlike Justin Fields said, this game is a much faster game than in college. Justin Fields says it's not, but I say it is. And we kind of see that Justin is adjusting to a faster game, even though he said it's not fast.
How do you feel about Justin Fields? Are you comfortable with where he's at? Do you think he should be a little bit further along? Do you are you kind of like giving him I don't want to say like an excuse, but more so, are you kind of like giving him some leeway because we don't know the situation as far as like Nagy in the offense or maybe even Laser in the offense? Like, how you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about?
I am on the Justin Fields bandwagon.
You said you are?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'll tell you a quick story. I was at the game Sunday against the Ravens, and there was a Ravens fan sitting next to me. I don't know how the fuck he got that seat sitting next to me. But anyway, he was talking his shit, and that's cool, because I talk my shit too. But then he started talking about Justin. I was like, hold up, dude. Hold up, dog. You can't just come at my quarterback's head like that. Well, you would talk about mine, is what he said. I said, no, I ain't going to talk about Lamar. I like Lamar, but you can't come at my quarterback like that. So he said that. So that was on my head now. So then I was like, man, fuck this dude. I don't like this dude. And my pops was sitting right next to me. I told my pops, I don't like this dude, man. So anyway, got to the end of the game. After Andy Dalton took that sack, game was over. Ravens win by 3. So this is dude, Ravens win. All right. So to get to the stairs to go out of the stadium, I had to walk by him. So I was walking by him, and he got just an octave louder, and he was in my ear about it. And because of what he said about Justin Fields, well, partially because of what he said about Justin Fields, I elbowed him. And he said, oh, my bad.
Fans, man. We fighting fans, man.
Hey, man, I'm petty. I'm petty like that.
You fighting fans, man. Come on.
I'm petty. So anyway, I know. So anyway, he got an octave louder in my ear. And because I remember what he said about Justin, I elbowed him. And when he said, my fault, man, my bad, he was kind of saying my bad, but he kind of meant what he kind of meant to yell in my ear.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck you. I said, fuck you. And I kept walking, man.
Fans,
I might have been.
Had you ready to fight, man?
I might have been petty for that. I don't know.
But if you watch that game Sunday, you got a right to be petty, especially at the end. I'm minding my business, right? First off, I'm in and out of the game. You understand what I'm saying? I look up, I see all the Bears are up with like what, a minute and 10, maybe. They're doing the kickoff. I cut it off. I'm at this point, I'm watching my red zone package. Like, all right, I'm about to watch the red zone. The Bears are straight. My lady is a Ravens fan.
Oh.
She's more so a Lamar Jackson fan. No quotations on a Lamar Jackson. She loves us on Lamar Jackson. Whatever. Cool. Which makes her a Ravens fan. But anyway, I'm minding my business, washing dishes, watching the red zone package, got my phone on, just posted up and stuff, seeing what's going on, keeping up with my fantasy team, washing the dishes. Text come through. Ravens! I'm like, what? I'm like, nah. I flip it on. I flip the game on. I see the Bears got the ball and they're down. I'm like, bro, what happened within the 40 seconds between me cutting the game off, you know what I mean, and washing the dishes to now the Ravens being up or whatever? I was so blue. I didn't even have to see what happened. I was just blue. Because at this point, it's like, bro, y'all just need to move now. Today. Go. Just go. Go in the locker room. Pack y'all shit. And get up out of here, bro. Like, for really, get up out of here. Because I'm over it. Like, I'm over it. Every single week. It's a new way. It's a new way to lose. It's a new way to catch an L. Every single week. And I'm not understanding what's the problem. Because I don't think that's not a Nagy problem to me. That's not a Nagy problem to me. You blowing a, I don't know, a 4-point lead in 30 seconds. That ain't a Nagy problem to me.
You don't think that's a Nagy problem?
No. I think that's a player execution problem at that point. Like,
but isn't the coach responsible for having those players ready to execute?
Absolutely.
So
I don't want you to think that I'm saying that Nagy is absolved of any, you know what I mean? I want Nagy gone as much as the next person.
I don't know. That statement you just made sounds otherwise.
Nagy shouldn't have been here this season.
I agree with that. Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But when I look at the Bears, I'm like, yo, like it's deeper than that. Yeah. Yes, he's terrible. He's terrible. He reminds me of who we have and I just seen
it. He said Vildor is trash. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He plays like his size.
I just seen a past post that I made. Who the hell was with? Can you name me the corners that we had last year? Not name Kyle Fuller. The
corners we had last season, not named Kyle
certainly
Fuller.
I can't remember his name, but I'm glad he's gone. We had signed him to a contract.
Jalen Johnson.
Yeah.
Let's see, Kyle Fuller, Jalen Johnson. We had Kendall. He's terrible. We had Duke Shelley. He's terrible.
Yeah.
And he's hurt right now.
And it could have been the year before. But every time I looked up, I'm like, yo, this dude get burnt every goddamn week.
You're talking about Buster Screen?
Buster Screen. Now you already know.
Oh, my God. He was god awful. He was terrible. He was the worst, man.
Bruh, this dude was the epitome of getting smoked every
game.
Every
game. Even when he was playing a nickel, he got smoked.
And the Bears tossed him that bread. I remember he came over from Cleveland. The Bears tossed him that bread, oh, this is gonna be our nickel, like our nickel for the foreseeable future. Shit.
Man, that dude was hard. Yes, Facebook user. He was horrible. That dude was absolute trash.
Like that man was trash, like the epitome of trash. He was so bad, I wanted to fight him.
Nice guy. Real nice guy, but that don't matter.
He probably listen. I don't really care about him being nice, man. All I know is that every time I looked up, he was getting a penalty, and I'm sitting here at the crib.
That's not how the game is played.
I'm like, come on, bro. I'm like, this dude cannot be this bad, man.
He was terrible. He was awful. He was awful. Even his footwork was terrible. His footwork was terrible.
So let me ask you.
Dude, it's a back pedal, man. That's it. It's a back pedal. That's it, dog. What are you doing?
And so I look at the Bears. And I see a team that's simply not good. I see a team who needs. And I said this. I can't remember the last. It might have been the Browns game when they absolutely wet the bed. But I looked at the remainder of that schedule and I said, you know what? I don't think the Bears are going to win another game till 2022. I said that. Now they ended up beating. Can't really remember, but they ended up winning the game after that. They ended up winning the game post Browns or whatever. But I'm like, look, these guys might not win another game till 2022. I'm not sure they're gonna win another game in 2022. I don't think they beat the Lions tomorrow. And I hate to say it because tomorrow is like one of my favorite holidays.
The Lions? They're not going to beat the Lions, man.
I don't think we should be subject on a wonderful family-oriented holiday like Thanksgiving to the Bears. The Bears shouldn't even be allowed to play tomorrow. They should play on Black Friday. I don't want. I'm tired of the Bears playing on Thanksgiving. I'm tired of the Bears playing on Thanksgiving because all we do as Bears fans, we say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got a Thanksgiving game. The Bears about to come on or whatever, and then they play the Lions and they beat the Lions, and everybody like, yeah, man, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be a turning point for the season. No, it's not. No, it's not. If the rumors are true that the Bears, well, basketball games on tomorrow. If the rumors are true that tomorrow is Nagy's last game,
untrue.
I don't think it's true neither. And we're gonna get in that bag. But if the rumors are true that tomorrow's Nagy's last game, we got 5 more minutes. If the rumors are true that tomorrow they beat the Raiders post Browns, though. I don't really care about the Lions. They play the Lions tomorrow anyway. But yeah, I hear you though. If the rumors are true that Nagy is gone tomorrow after tomorrow's game, I want the Lions to do the Lord's work tomorrow and smoke us. Like, put us out of our misery.
I don't want the Bears to be that team that the Lions finally get a win against. I don't want to be that team.
We need to be. Listen, guys, man. Y'all know. I know I did a lot of trolling last year with the Bears team. I did a lot of it. Part of it was because, you know, Mitch was my man. So I thought they did Mitch kind of dirty. But I'm a huge Bears fan. The Bears been breaking my heart since they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Colts. They've been breaking my heart ever since then. I know where I was at. See, I ain't up there with a lot of the old school. No disrespect.
Wait, hold on. I can't even let you go any further. You said Mitch was okay? Is that what I heard?
I thought Mitch was.
I couldn't have heard that.
I thought Mitch was dealt a pretty shitty hand here. I thought he was. I'm not saying Mitch was a world beater. I'm not saying that. But
Mitch had
what
4
I am
years.
saying,
He had 4 seasons.
Yeah,
4 seasons to get that shit right.
Yeah.
4.
And
1, 2, 3, 4.
And we can see now that damn, maybe Mitch wasn't the only problem.
Well, yeah, we see that, but we also saw that Mitch was just, his mechanics was terrible. He couldn't hit his man. He was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I feel the same way about Justin Fields. I feel like if they cultivate, if the Bears regime, offensive coordinators, whatever, you know, if those guys get together and they actually create a scheme, develop around the quarterback skill set, I feel like the Bears offense would be much better. I felt that way about Mitch. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not really going to get offensive Mitch because Mitch not really here no more. But I am going to say this about Justin Fields, though. Granted, Justin Fields still holds on to the ball too long. Granted, Justin Fields still has the tendency to think run sometimes before even, like, once his first read is gone, he either holding the ball too long or he's taking off. But he a rookie. I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that. But I will say this. You guys traded up.
Chad is on fire.
Yeah, the chat is on fire. You guys traded up. To get this young guy, to get this young fella, who we seen win and play big-time college games. And I'm talking about Justin Fields. I'm not talking about Mitch right now. You traded up to get this guy. You had an entire off season, plus more. An entire offseason to put together some type of scheme, some type of packages or anything to make this young guy comfortable. Getting them on the road, running them out of the pocket. You know what I mean? And things like giving them run pass options and all of that shit. And you haven't done it at all. That tells me, and this is why I feel like Nagy should have been gone in the first place, but that tells me that you, at that point, to your point, which you was talking about, Nagy, that you have a guy that's stubborn in his approach and coaching. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand how you get a guy as talented as Fields with the physical traits, with the physical ability that he has, and you said, hey, go back there and be fucking Peyton Manning. When you can more so use him, not saying he's Steve Young, but I'm just using Steve Young as a comparison, just because of the mobility. I could use other quarterbacks who can run bootlegs and things like that. But I'm just using Steve Young because that's just the first name that came to my head. But when you can use him on plays, a lot like how Shanahan uses his quarterbacks, a lot how the Rams, McVay used his quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Stretch run here, stretch, outside zone. Oh, okay, I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna bring it here. Oh, level here, first level, second level, deep level. None of it's there. I'm just gonna take off and get what I can. And they rarely do that with him. They just drop him back like he fucking Tom Brady. And he ain't Tom Brady. And it kills me. That bothers me when coaches don't sit there, evaluate the talent that they have, and modify their offense around what they have. And that should primarily be around your quarterback. If you traded up to get this dude, why aren't you perfecting the scheme or crafting the scheme to go around the skill set? That drives me insane. That drives me insane. And then the first thing we do as fans, we say that he's bad, he's terrible, he sucks, he holds the ball too. Look, I just said that, right? But that's the first thing we do as fans, opposed to looking at it and being like, damn, dog, like, how about you check off the boxes that he actually does have and try to figure out how you can magnify what he does good. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't get it. I feel like they did that shit with Mitch. I feel like they really did that shit with Mitch until Laser took over for a couple. When Laser took over for a couple, Mitch looked pretty damn decent. Maybe not re-signed so you can start decent. No. But maybe okay, maybe you all right. Maybe you'll be able to, help us out for the rest of the season.
Maybe you'll be able to help somebody else out.
And that's fine. You know what I mean? But with Fields, bro, these mobs, man, it's like it's almost like our offense is stuck in a stone age. I'd rather if you're not going to open it up around his talents, then go back to what Chicago Bears football has always been. And that's been running the ball and defense. Period.
Definitely defense. They put a lot of money in defense all the time.
And that's my problem. See, I'm getting into a rant. Man.
Man, I'm interested.
That was kind of my problem with the Nagy hire. That was probably my problem. That was my problem with the Nagy hire. You invested in the defense, rooted to the tutor, trading away assets, spending big money, and you got an offensive-minded head coach. Like, that didn't make sense to me.
Whose offense?
Well, apparently the Reid offense,
right?
Every goddamn disciple from Andy Reid has been trash. Every single one, because it's proven that Andy Reid shit only worked with D1 track stars. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think Eric Bieniemy would be a bad choice? Because he's of the Andy Reid tree.
I'm over anybody from no.
You're over that, huh?
I don't want him. No, I don't want.
So
anybody.
who would you put in that spot?
I said this and people was like, "Nah, man, you bugging." I want Harbaugh from Michigan.
Jim Harbaugh?
I want Jim Harbaugh.
The rah-rah in your face, Jim Harbaugh.
God damn it.
We're talking about
leader of men.
We're not talking about kids in college. We're talking about grown men.
He's the leader of men.
Okay, so Jim Harbaugh is he's kind of like a Mike Singletary, rah-rah in your face.
Right.
Is that really gonna work with grown men that make more money than you?
He's been here though. It's not like he hasn't been here.
He's been here. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But man, look, okay. So I'm making 10 mil a minute. So I'm making a lot of money. Not 10 mil a minute. That's excessive, but I'm making a lot of money. You bring in this coach that's rah, all in my face. Yeah, I've been in the NFL, rah. He's not making as much money as me. He was a quarterback. He wasn't even that good.
Mhm.
So you're going to put him in I play defense. You're going to put him in my face, rah, and expect me to respect that dude? What has he done at Michigan? And then what did he do in the NFL to make me respect him?
He wins everywhere he goes.
Huh?
He wins everywhere he goes. He
won in Chicago. Won what?
He won in San Francisco. He's
But
winning.
I said Chicago. What? No, he won what?
I think the Bears need a culture change, and I think he's the culture change. You
think Jim Harbaugh is that dude?
Yes, I think he's the culture change. I feel like they need a change. Like they need a 100% culture change, and they need to pick a direction. They have to pick a direction. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna rebuild, or you gonna try to renovate, the house? I feel like they just need to rebuild. Tear it down. If it ain't Mooney, if it ain't Fields, if it ain't Roquan, everybody else can go.
He said a McKessie's gonna fuck around and sign Jason Garrett.
I hope not. I hope not, man.
That would be some shit they would do.
I see y'all saying what y'all saying, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I see what y'all saying, but we got in such a deep Bears bag, man. You know what I mean? We got in such a deep Bears bag, man. Like, you know what I mean? With that being said, man, T, because it's 7, I got a late start today, man. It's 7 o'clock. T, I'm gonna keep you on for this segment with me, man. We're gonna do it for 5. We're gonna do it for 3 to 5 minutes. 5 minutes if y'all really into it. 3 if y'all ain't really. We in the pit right now, T. So what's going on right now in the pit, guys? In the pit, what we did last week is that for the next 3 to 5 minutes, you guys have a chance to ask us any sports related question that you want. Put our feet to the fire, test us. You understand what I'm saying? Put us on the spot. You got 3 minutes. Make them count. Make them count. Put us in the pit. You can ask us anything. We do that from 3 to 5 minutes, man. We can do it for 5 minutes if it's really lit. If it ain't too lit, we're going to shut it down at 3. I apologize for starting so late today, y'all. But I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm learning this rig thing. It's pretty tough until you really, really know what the hell you're doing, Nick.
Hey, you know, by the way, she said what she said is not on tonight.
Yes, not tonight. I know it's not going tonight. Yeah, definitely.
It's not on tonight.
It's definitely not on tonight, so y'all ain't got to worry about doing that.
And for everybody in the chat, she said what she said. That's Sherry and Labrinthia B. Yeah. They come on at 8 o'clock on the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Check that out next week.
Dope show. Really, really dope show, man. Look like we ain't going to have no questions tonight, which is going to be fine with me because I'm going to be already running late and I got to do an interview at 8 on another show. So, I mean, I'm cool with that if y'all ain't got nothing for us, man. If y'all ain't got nothing for us, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to let it upload.
What picture was credited for having the picture smell low? Oh, shit.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know that.
Listen, man, when I said
did you look on Google to ask that question?
When I said put us in the pit, that means just ask us questions like, you know what I mean? Like who is like the top 3 greatest NBA players of all time? Like, you know, I gotta start putting rules in, man, because how y'all expect me to know that? I understand it's the players pick a D-son, but I didn't say it. I didn't say I was.
But that's how the game is played.
That's a funny ass ground.
Like I was a genius, bro. Like I don't know. I don't know. But can you tell me though what picture was credited for having the pictures, man, Lord? Because I would like to know that. Man, listen, D-son, I expect you to know that.
Who is Facebook user? He's funny. Who is that?
It's a lot of people that's just Facebook user because like when they don't like hit that link, I can't see like I can't see the names of the people who are commenting or whatever. But when they actually do hit the link, I can see everybody. You know, I can see their names and stuff like that. I honestly don't know that though. Give me your
Facebook users, please go to the link and sign that they can use your name.
So yeah, absolutely. Give me your Give me your top 3 NBA players in their era. In the night, I'm gonna go with the 80s first. I'm gonna do 80s, 90s, 2000s. In the 80s, you got Bird, you got Magic, and then I'm gonna go Isaiah. In the 90s, I'm gonna go Jordan, obviously Pippen. And surprisingly, for the 90s, I'm gonna go Hakeem over Shaq. I'm gonna go Hakeem over Shaq.
Wait, say your 3 for the 90s again.
I said Jordan.
Uh-huh.
I feel like you put me on the spot right now. I probably said that. But I'm gonna go Jordan. I'm gonna go Jordan, Barkley, and Hakeem for the 90s.
Interesting.
Jordan, Barkley, and Hakeem. For the 2000s, 2010s, I'm gonna go Kobe, Duncan, and Shaq. And from 2010 to, I guess you could say 2020, I'm gonna go KD, LeBron, and I think Kobe still kind of fits in that era. I think Kobe still kind of fit. Kobe retired like what? 16, 17, maybe a little later. I think Kobe
like
can
15.
I think Kobe can go for both of those eras in my opinion. What made the Chicago Cubs trade all their good players? I just felt like it was time, honestly.
It was time for them to clean house. They had to clean house. Unfortunately, Javi Baez, Chris, what's his last name? They just happened to be casualties.
Yeah. They just Chris Bryant. It was time.
Chris Bryant.
It was definitely times. No AI. Not for me.
That's what I was thinking. But he would probably be like top 5.
Yeah, like if somebody had AI in their top 3 of said era, I'm not gonna fight them. You know what I mean? I'm cool with it. I ain't gonna fight him about it. I'm definitely not gonna fight him about it.
Oh, 2012.
Okay. Bob Gibson. Okay. Bob Gibson for the picture answer. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. So with that being said, y'all, man, I want to thank y'all for coming through, man. Once again, I'm sorry, man. We got off to a rocky start today, man. Technical difficulties, but still brought it together. You know what I mean? Like the show gotta go on. You gotta get it in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Shout out to my man T Nick for joining me, man. Y'all make sure y'all rock the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, man, because they got some dope shit, man. They always got some dope shit every single week. Like they got dope guests, dope content. And if you like the Bears, it's really the show you need to be watching anyway to keep it funky. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, I appreciate you, T, for coming through. You know, it's always love. Anytime you want to step on the pit, man, you got a red carpet, B.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Most definitely, man. So shout outs to y'all. Shout outs to everybody who tuned in, man. I appreciate y'all. D-Son, Nick, out.
Law Beats.